I can barely even say a sentence correctly. Hello there, my name is Bo, and I'm the host of the Freshwater system. Now, this is my first video, so you don't know me, so I'll do a quick introduction. My pronouns are he, they. I'm 18 years old, and I don't know, my favorite animals are muskox and foxes. I love foxes. So the topic that I have for today is, what does virtual reality do to people with dissociative identity disorder? Now, before I get into that topic, I want to explain what dissociative identity disorder is, just so that we all know and we can clear it up and get the definition exact. Dissociative identity disorder, previously called multiple personality disorder, is usually a reaction to trauma as a way to help a person avoid bad memories. If that child undergoes extreme traumatic experiences, there is a possibility for that personality to split. It was never able to fully form. Dissociating, sorry. It was never able to fully form, and okay. Dissociative identity disorder can be characterized by the presence of two or more distinct personality identities. Each can have a unique name, history, characteristics, the way they look like, the way they talk, the way they taste food, everything. I also want to state that everything that is said in this video is my personal experience with other citations from different sites and sources, so not everyone will experience this the same way that I am explaining it. VRChat and VR in general, really, it can have a lot of benefits and a lot of downsides, even for people who don't have dissociative identity disorder. I know my friends talk about how great it is to be able to talk to people that they wouldn't normally be able to in person, but they can feel like they're talking to them in person. What are some of the downsides to playing VRChat with dissociative identity disorder? One of the biggest parts of VR for me is that it makes me dissociate more. According to Ali Talon, higher pre-existing levels of dissociating and a tendency to become more easily absorbed or immersed were associated with higher increases in dissociative symptoms resulting from VR immersion. This can be really dangerous for people who dissociate, so it's best to play this game when you have someone with you who can kind of not get back into track. Like right now, I'm dissociating right now. I can barely even say a sentence correctly. Another huge issue for me is that it can increase headaches. Massively increase headaches. I often have headaches because I dissociate a lot, and also because when I switch I get pretty bad headaches, but having this thing on my face, and it's heavy, and also my headphones on here too, it can be a little bit too much at times, and sometimes I'll just have to take it off and go sit down or something. There's another thing that's been said that's called simulation sickness. I've never heard of this before doing research for this video, but it does make sense to me, and I have experienced this. So when you take your headset off, if you're in it for too long, I know that the average person can experience this as well, where you're just kind of still in the mindset that you're in VR, especially if you play this game multiple days in a row. When I used to play this game a lot, I would use my hands a lot more than I do even right now. Right now, I use my hands to talk, but I'm talking every single thing that I said I used my hands for. And instead of just that, I use HTC Vive controllers, so it's the trackpad and the trigger and the switch. So I can't do a different face depending on how I hold my controller like Oculus users can. It's bad because I would put my thumb in the air depending on which face I wanted to do. Normally, if I want to do like a little happy face like this, I would make two fists, or I would go like this with my hands, depending on the avatar that I was used to. Like right now, if I was like this, I would put my hands like this. And some people are calling this simulation sickness. I'm just saying things to myself like, oh, these graphics are really good. And I'm these things in VR. Like hovering my hand over something to learn more about it. I've done that too. That was when I was obsessed with this game a few years ago. Let's get into some of the benefits. Let's boost the mood. One of the biggest benefits is that we can use avatars depending on who's fronting. I mean, obviously sometimes you're not gonna want to change your avatar and like go through that, especially if you're not gonna be fronting for long. Some alters do like to change their avatar depending on what they feel like, you know? So say my co-host Cami was fronting, she has her own avatar, she could wear that and technically be herself in VR. But the other opposite end of that is it's easier to mask. If you're out at a social gathering in this game, people can't see your face expressions, or if you're dissociating, you can just take the headset off and they would never know. You could just say be right back. It can help a lot with masking, and it could honestly be a way easier and safer way for alters to be able to interact with people outside of the system in a quote-unquote realer feeling way compared to texting or calling. Also, if you're talented and you're able to make your own worlds, you could map out your headspace. You could also make your own avatar to match how you feel in headspace or what you kind of perceive yourself to look like. One of my alters actually did that a few years ago. She made something that looks a lot like her, and I think if she ever makes a video for this channel, I think she would probably use that avatar. That would be really cool to bring that back. But it could make feeling like yourself even realer, to say? Though I would say do not use this game as a way to escape your reality. A lot of people do that and it can become dependent, and that's not good for you. That's really not good for you. Have fun with this game. Do not depend on it. I'm not the best at explaining things, but I tried my best. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and I will try my best to answer them. If there's anything you'd like to see, please comment that down below too. I'm hoping to do alter intros if I can. At least I'll do one. I don't know if anybody else will want to do one. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and have a wonderful day.